Lorek's Bala's POV. Suddenly, I heard a loud sound like thunder rumble from one of the other obstacles.
Jake, what was that noise?
Lady Suba shouted. Her familiar was probably doing something reckless again. I ignored her and went back to Loyalty, who had just managed to cross the river and was on his way to the 6th obstacle, an underground maze of sorts. Loyalty, go for the middle route, I ordered him. Then began the far side ritual. It was a spell that masters could perform on their familiars, who had already undergone the rite of dominance to see through their eyes. Our minds become one. Our thoughts are the same. I see what you see. I know what you know. I cast a spell and began to see through Loyalty's eyes. Suddenly, I was slithering my way through a tunnel. Vines that were hanging from the dirt ceiling quickly zoomed past. Carefully, I guided him as he turned corners and went up inclines, doing my best to keep him in a straight path. At one point, I thought I saw something carved into the walls, but his vision in darkness is less than perfect. Eventually, I helped him make his way out, and he was on to the next obstacle. Jake's POV. Well, I would definitely call this an obstacle, I said, looking up the cliffside. I stood at the bottom of a rocky and jagged cliff about 50 feet high. Or maybe an impossible task, I mumbled.
Okay, Jake, just do what you did when you got out of the pit. It's just the same,
Suba said over our connection. Are you crazy? I nearly spat. This is nothing like the pit. If I fell off the side of the wall down there, all that I had to worry about was a bruised butt and ego. If I fall here, I'm going to die.
Well, maybe you can go slowly, she suggested.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to help, I said, and knocked 2 fingers on the rocky face of the cliff.
Don't worry, Jake, this is the last major obstacle. Once you finish this...
She started to say, but I cut her off. Suma, it doesn't matter if this is the final obstacle or the key to curing cancer. I can't climb this. Hold on. I was halfway through complaining when I realized something. Suma, the point of this obstacle is to get to the top of the cliff, right?
Yes, Jake, why do you ask?
Do the rules specifically say I need to climb the cliff?
No, not to my knowledge, she answered.
Good, because that's not happening. But I might have an idea on another way up, I told her.
What, like a spell perhaps? She wondered.
Yes. Now, Suma, I can use nature magic, right? Even though I have inversion magic, I clarified.
Of course, Jake, you know that, she answered, then asked concerned. Why?
If I can't go to the top of the mountain, I'll bring the top of the mountain to me, I suggested. In a very confused and slightly worried tone, she asked, What? Suma's POV.
I watched from my perch on the observation tower as Jake used nature spell after nature spell to move incredible amounts of dirt and rock from the side of the cliff, then climb to the top of the pile and start again. Slowly he was making his way to the top, and leaving a pile of destroyed rubble in his wake. He would raise his hands above his head, then clench his fists and throw them down to his side, and the rocks would break apart and fall beside him, ready to be climbed. Are you doing okay, Jake? I asked, in a mixture of amazed and horrified.
I'm fine, he answered, grunting with each motion.
Are you sure? I asked.
Yeah, I just haven't had to cast as many spells in a row before. It's more mentally tiring than I assumed it would be, he explained. I can't tell from here. How far along am I?
You're about a quarter of the way down, maybe a third, I said, as he climbed up his most recent pile of debris.
He was panting as he spoke.
It felt like more than that. Jake, your mana can't be running out already, can it? I asked, concerned.
No, I don't think so, he said, and I saw him sit down on his pile of rubble. But repeatedly climbing up all of these rocks sure has taken the wind out of me, especially after everything else I've done today. He then pulled out something from the garment he keeps in his back and placed it to his mouth. I couldn't see it clearly from where I was, but it looks like he was either eating or drinking. I need to take a break for a second, he said.
Okay, just let me know when you are ready to continue. I'm going to fly to the next obstacle and try to get a better look at it.
How many more do I have left? He wondered.
Only one, I believe. With that, I took to the skies.